here in Winnipeg. It's the last day I'm spending in Winnipeg before I'm getting off for some business tomorrow, which I'm very looking forward to. But in Winnipeg, they wanted to have an Amazon headquarters here, and they literally hate the rich people so much that they shoo Jeff Bezos and Amazon out of here, and let alone using their two brain cells to think, what about 20,000 jobs? Wouldn't that be fantastic for the economy? To have 20,000 additional jobs in Amazon headquarters here, like this idea of, eat the rich, the government will save me. I mean, the fact that 30% of the country works for the government, whether it's police, teachers, government workers, Canada Post, Air Canada, etc., like all government subsidized, government funded jobs, that's the majority of the people, and they're not gonna wake up and say, oh, well, I'll give up my job for the betterment of my country. Most people are comfortable, and humans are intrinsically selfish. I would argue that selfishness is why we're here in the first place, but I think the biggest, and I said this before, the biggest red pill, the hardest, the most bitter to swallow in Canada is hands down, and again, I love my country, but the fact that most people are genuinely retarded in this country. They have no ability to think outside the box and to realize and use their own two eyes. It's just, what has the CBC told me? What has CBC told me? What has the Toronto Sun told me? Or the Toronto Star, whichever one of those is the more propaganda of the two. You could argue that all the news media is propaganda, which I would agree with. But what have they told me? No ability to have freedom of thought, to think for yourself, and come up with your own ideas, and it just doesn't exist, like at all. It's sad. You could argue that, okay, during the last selection, on this channel, we don't call it an election. There's a selection. You have two guys that have been already pre-vetted, I'd argue pre-compromised by the people in charge. And here are your two options: 350,000 immigrants a year or 250,000 a year. What do you want? I want none. Well, that's not an option. Sorry. It's just the way that it is. And so that is the way the system is set up. And although, 30% of the voting base or 40% did vote for Pierre, which I would argue is waking up, the fact that those people are not saying, no, I want zero immigration, I'll vote for the People's Party of Canada, I will throw my vote away because if I don't, it doesn't matter. And if the floor crossings don't teach conservative Canadians, which conservative Canadians are just liberal light, if it hasn't taught you that it does not matter who you vote for, they're going to execute the agenda on schedule, whether you like it or not. It's like the quote in the Titanic. And funny enough, it actually comes back totally full circle. Benjamin Guggenheim, which if you know, you know, he's quoted in the Titanic movie when he says, "We would like a brandy because we are prepared to go down as scheduled, as gentlemen." And the country is scheduled to go, or is going to go down as scheduled, whether you like it or not. So you might as well throw away your vote and try to change things up and shake it up a bit. Right? Going to Tim Hortons and giving the corporations your money that are benefiting off you, being subsidized, that is playing into the system. Going to the big chain stores, going to Save On Foods, Walmart, Superstore, etc. Go to the local butcher. You got white people working there. They got way cheaper prices for meats, and they're friendly. And the clientele are a lot more enjoyable. It's fantastic. Support as much local as you can, because if we can agree on one thing, it's that in this country, it seems especially as of late, your vote does not matter. Who you vote for doesn't matter, doesn't change anything. And again, if the floor crossings do not prove that to you, nothing will. But it does matter is money. This is what it's all about. It matters where your money goes. So give it to the people that are going to be on your side. And maybe you don't see eye to eye with the butcher on every single thing politically. Supporting him or supporting whatever business it is that is local is going to help fight that and draw it out a little bit longer. I don't know if I necessarily say I'm petty, but I'm stubborn. If you're going to try to shoo me out of my own country and give me the bum's rush and replace me by the third world, I'm going to make it a little bit more difficult. But this is why Canadians are leaving. Right?